Sully, you work on bikes, right? Can I ask you a question real quick? So, I've been having trouble with my gears. They don't seem to be working really well. Is there anything that you could do maybe to make it work better? Oh, of course. I'll take a look at it. I'll see what's wrong with it, okay? So, there's 5 reasons why your bike is having trouble shifting. So, the first thing is cross-chaining. So, on a lot of bikes, there's 3 rings in the front by the cranks, and then 7 or 8 or 9 in the back. So, cross-chaining means that you have the chain in the littlest gear in the front and the littlest in the back. So what this means is that the chain is going from one end all the way to the other. So then it's doing really weird things. This can also happen if you have the chain in the biggest ring in the front and the biggest in the back. It does the same thing and puts a lot of tension, and it can just do weird things on your drivetrain, which can cause it to not shift very well. So another reason is a bent derailleur or bent derailleur hanger. So that can happen if you drop a bike on the drive side. So that, and then the bike can land on the derailleur or the hanger which the derailleur is on. If it's on the hanger, it's not a big deal. That's what the hanger is for. The hanger bends instead of breaking the frame or your derailleur. And then another reason is having a really gooey cable, or a gooey shifting cable. So over time, bikes can get kind of gross, and the cables are not an exception. Even though you don't really see them, they get really gross, and there's a lot of friction in the cables that can build up. So then, it's hard to shift because the cable's going through all that grime and stuff, and it won't want to move how it's supposed to. So that's another reason why your bike is having trouble shifting. Another thing that can make your bike shift really poorly is having your chain, a really worn chain, because chains stretch over time and they get worn. And if you pair that to like your chain rings that aren't so worn and the cassette isn't so worn, the chain doesn't want to hook in very well. They're not very compatible, so that can cause your chain to slip sometimes or not want to shift properly. That's also true with a worn cassette or chain ring, but chain rings usually don't get worn that much unless they're bent or something like that. And of course, our last thing is probably the most unlikely reason why your bike doesn't shift, and that is having mix-match shifting, like a mix-match shifter and a derailleur that they're not compatible with each other. So they're different brands, like you have a SRAM X4 derailleur and you're trying to use a Shimano trigger shifter. Those two together, they might have different pull lengths or something where they just don't work quite right together. This is also true if you're using mountain bike sort of shifters with road bike derailleurs. They just aren't designed to go together. So that's the last reason why your bike probably doesn't shift very well. I hope this video was helpful and you can make your bike shift and be your favorite bike again. Thank you for watching. Wow, thanks, Sully. My bike shifts perfectly now. It happened that my chain was cross-chained, so now my gears are right in the middle. Thank you so much. My bike works perfectly now.